I think the hardest part people have with the concept of digitizing is they think it's like conversion. And I'll first talk about what it's not, because this is something, and we will get into this again later. It's not a conversion process. It's not where you feed a graphic in and get something immediately out. Some softwares do that. I might talk a little bit later about why auto digitizing isn't really an answer for high quality embroidery. Digitizing as we know it now, as it is done in a commercial sense, and I think as it's done for the highest quality, is where we take an image that we want to turn into embroidery and we draw shapes on that image that reflect the areas that we want filled with stitches. We then assign stitches and we assign variables. So things like density and stitch type and underlays to those blocks. And we plan that out in sequence to create something that the embroidery machine can understand. So what we have to understand is we're essentially programming in a very easy way through drawing and through very user-friendly tools at this point. Back in the day, it was done one stitch at a time in the early days of digitizing. Now we draw blocks of area that we want filled with stitches. We tell the software what that block should be filled with stitches, what kind of stitches, and how they should look. And then we output a file that the machine understands. So that's really what it's about. There is some drawing involved. There's some understanding of stitch types and some variables involved. And that's how we get kind of this artistic rendering. It's an art of interpretation, not just conversion. We interpret the thing we want into stitches.
Now, I get so many comments where people think they can take like a JPEG image or a PNG and just import it into the machine and stitch it out. Now, you cannot do that, right? You can't just take a picture and plug it into the embroidery machine.
Here's what I'll say. No, you can't. You can't just take a JPEG or a PNG or any file and just send it directly to the embroidery machine and it spits out embroidery.